you tell us about tonight's call that came in?
This evening, the Warren County Communications Center received a phone call just prior to 6 p.m. related to a bomb threat. The threat came in, and obviously it's on a recorded line. It was a male voice indicating that there would be an explosion, there would be some type of detonation at a tailgating event. We had 2 tailgating events going on at that particular time, and we immediately started to respond to that area. The threat maker indicated that they were going to shoot at or shoot on sight any responding law enforcement officers. Our officers responded immediately and took control of the scene, started evacuating the area, getting people away from that area where it was believed there could be a bomb present. Once we looked into the claim, there was a timeline given that this was supposed to be detonated within 35 to 45 minutes from the time of the call. Obviously, at this point, that timeline has passed, but that doesn't mean that the threat no longer exists. Any type of call like this is taken very seriously. We've enacted mutual aid. We've called in the Butler County Bomb Squad. They're here on site right now. There will be an exhaustive search of this entire area with the school parking lots where the tailgates were, the stadium where the game was scheduled to be played this evening, and obviously this investigation is very early on, and it will be unfolding over the next several hours.
Starting with that 911 call, is there any way to trace that back, and is that an aspect you guys are trying to do right now?
We obviously, that would be our initial point to our investigation. It came in, so it was a blocked type number, so that requires additional steps. There will be many things that our detectives will be working on throughout the evening. We've also been given some indication that there's some type of communication through social media, and we're looking into that as well. This investigation is going to be going on for some time, and obviously this is the type of complaint that comes in to a police department and a school district that takes a tremendous amount of resources to track down, to investigate, and we are now committed to finding who's responsible and charging appropriately, finding out exactly what their intentions were, maybe as far as what they had intended to do if our response had not been so immediate.
There was a threat yesterday made at the Cincinnati Zoo, another sort of online social media group claiming responsibility for that. How are you guys working with Cincinnati police to try to share information, and do you think the two are connected?
That's completely unknown right now. I don't know if they're connected or not. Obviously, there's a lot of information in social media. Some of it obviously will be credible, some may be discounted. Our detectives will be in contact with the Cincinnati detectives to make determinations of what information they have, and maybe if these two cases have some correlation, if there is anything that connects the two.
I just want to clarify a couple of things. The call came directly to the Mason Police Department?
It did not. It came into the Warren County Communications Center, which is our dispatch center. They dispatch for many police departments here in Warren County.
And also, the time of the call, superintendent, it might have been an honest station. She said just after 5, but it was
I understand it to be 17:52 or 5:52 p.m., so just prior to 6.
Now, of course, you have a huge school district here. Have you trained for such large events?
We have trained extensively for these types of events. Search methods, who we're going to bring in, how we're going to conduct these searches. It's part of the reason for all the mutual aid, why we bring in bomb squad, why we have our fire department, anyone who may be necessary for any type of evacuation or medical care. So we train for these jointly with our fire department, with the school district, and we're prepared when this type of event occurs.
So it seems like everything went per planning. I mean, this could have been a potentially terrible event.
It could. Obviously this is a very large game. This is a big event for us. Lots of people were here, and the good news is we have such a strong pre-existing relationship with our school district, and we work with them every day. We have school resource officers in the schools. They're here this evening, and we're very fortunate to have that type of relationship.
When officers first responded, did they go to the tailgate area first to look for any, bombs or anything?
Officers responded immediately to the tailgate areas because the threat indicated that officers would be targeted, that there would be some type of immediate retaliation to the officers.
And again, nothing was found.
And nothing was found. Nothing has been found at this point.
And then did they go to the stadium? Because that's where we were.
They went to the stadium. The stadium is actually currently being searched. By the time the immediate timetable had elapsed, the stadium had been evacuated. So as indicated, we're very fortunate. We've practiced this, and everything seemed to really go well for us. This is, it's unfortunate that it's become somewhat common, and every law enforcement agency, school district that's trying to be proactive plans for this and really does a nice job with our response.
Earlier this year, Warren County Prosecutor David Forenshaw was really upset about all these bomb threats. Is there a message you'd like to say to people out there who think this is funny?
Well, obviously, there's nothing humorous about this, nothing funny. This shut down a very large-scale event. There is potential for injury. And at this point, we don't even know that it's not real. We will absolutely do our very best to conduct a thorough investigation, and our goal is to find whoever is responsible, if it's an individual or a group, and bring them to justice. I know that our prosecutor is committed to filing charges and taking these cases as far as they'll go. So obviously that is our goal as well.
What potential charges would they be facing or looking at?
Well, there's several. There would be making false alarms. There'd be in a much grander scale, because you involve schools and government bodies. It could be up to the level of making terroristic threats. There's a great deal here. It's not funny. This is not something that's taken lightly, and I'm not sure whoever is responsible has any idea the level of difficulty or trouble that they could be in at this point.
From the moment the call came in, how much time transpired before you guys made the decision to evacuate the stadium? Is it an immediate thing? Or?
It was not. Obviously, we work with the school district and the school superintendent. They have a great deal of trust and respect. That's a mutual trust and respect. And together, the police department and the school district made that decision that we need to cancel this game. We need to evacuate the stadium. Safety and security is paramount.
So 10, 15
It was very quick.
It was very quick.
Can you explain to me how the call came in again? Did it come? Where did it come to? Sorry.
It was that's okay. It was a telephone call that came into the Warren County Communications Center. That's our dispatch center there in Lebanon, and they dispatch for most of the law enforcement agencies here in Warren County.
And again, can you tell me what they said to you guys again, specifically as far as?
Without giving any information that may be crucial to our investigation, they indicated that there was going to be an explosion at one of the tailgating events that was going on. We had two going on at the time, and they threatened to shoot any responding officers. That it was indicated that they were going to do their best to attempt to kill responding officers.
Gotcha. And what have you guys found so far, if anything?
At this point, we have found nothing in the way of any type of bomb or explosive device. We have the Butler County Bomb Squad here on scene right now, and our officers and fire department in connection with them are doing an exhaustive search of the grounds and of the stadium.
If anybody knows anything, who can they contact?
Thank you. At this point, if anyone has any additional information, has anything that could assist us with our investigation, I would ask you to contact the Mason Police Department. We can be contacted at 513-229-8560. If you leave a message, we will have a detective get back in touch with you. We're going to need assistance from the public, and we would really appreciate any help. Everyone is encouraged to contact us who may know something about this case.
And you said before, definitely not a joke. This isn't something that's funny.
There's nothing humorous about this. People could have been injured. There could have been loss of life if people became scared, if they panicked, something like that. People were very orderly. They worked with our police very, very well, left the area and didn't question. I think we live in a time now when people recognize that this could be a very real event.
That's what's so scary about it, is that these things actually do happen.
Well, at one point in time, everyone thought bad things happen somewhere else and to someone else, until they realized that that's not necessarily the case.
And when you hear a possible threat to responding officers, you have to take special care in how you approach it, don't you?
We do. Again, times have changed. We recognize that things have happened to officers all over the country where officers have lost their lives responding to calls.
Lieutenant, the two tailgating areas, I saw one when we were driving over here that was close to the school. They're both close to the school, or?
One was in the middle school parking lot, and one was in the intermediate school parking lot, which is actually across Mason-Montgomery Road, but still relative close proximity, only several hundred yards from the stadium itself.
Anything else you'd like to add, Lieutenant, that we didn't ask you about?
No, I'll be putting together a written press release. I'll send that out to everybody, and then obviously I'll have additional, if we are able to make determinations as to identifying a suspect, I will be very pleased to get that information out to you.
Sorry, I have one other question. The likelihood, I mean, I just look at when a threat possibly is called in, and then you see these social media, tweets from some group. It just seems like it's hard to connect. It would be hard to connect those things and try to find a suspect. I mean, how hard is it to actually try to find a suspect in this kind of situation? When it's an anonymous call, a block call.
It can be challenging, obviously, but there's a large portion of our population that has absolutely no tolerance for this at all. I think even kids in the high schools, maybe if it's anyone who's involved with those schools, they have no interest in this either. I'd be very surprised if we don't have some level of tips very shortly and that's often how we identify who is responsible.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.